Hi guys, so I'm gonna do another girl talk today. Trying to figure out another name for this because I feel like girl talk is kind of boring, but I'm figuring out like a cute, not cheesy, punny way of saying girl talk. Someone said heart to Hana. I kind of like that one, but if you have any ideas, leave them down below. Hi Hannah, I was hoping to get some advice from you. My boyfriend and I broke up about a month ago, and I know you and Jimmy had several instances where you did almost break up. How did you guys get back together? I feel like our situation is similar to how you guys were with me being kind of clingy. I think though in our case I was over affectionate and that I pushed him away. He said he lost feelings and that he's moved on since the breakup. I feel like I just need to accept this and move on, but part of me thinks the factors that led to our downfall are fixable if we were to try again later. Seeing how you and Jimmy worked on your issues also has me thinking we can too. But one, was Jimmy ever like that, moved on, lost feelings? And if he was, how did you overcome it? Two, am I being too hopeful? So I actually related a lot to this post because you guys know that in the past, me and Jimmy have talked about how we almost broke up because I was just really clingy and I wasn't giving him enough space. And definitely clinginess can push people away because you're just, I don't know, it's just a little too possessive, I guess, and you're not really giving that person the space to live their own life because each of you have your own life to live. And I'm just basing this all on what you said here. If he's telling you that he has lost feelings and has moved on and you can kind of feel that, then I would think that, I don't know, that he's probably telling the truth and that it's a good time for you to move on, and it's not necessarily going to be a bad thing. It's going to be a hard thing, but it's not going to be a bad thing. Like, you will definitely just grow in other parts of your life during this time, I feel like, when you're away from him. And you asked me if you were being too hopeful, and I don't know the situation, so I don't want to say this, but based on this, I want to say that it might be you being too hopeful because I feel like we've all been in a situation where we just really want something to work with someone, and sometimes it just doesn't, no matter how much you want it to and have so many solutions to fix it. If the other person is just not feeling it or is telling you that they've moved on and there's no relationship to be had, I think it's healthy for you, more especially in this case, it's healthy for you to try and move on yourself, especially because I feel like something that you've learned from this is that being too attached can push people away. And I know, like, it's hard because it's like when you want someone and love someone, you want to be around them and care for them and do all these things for them, but that is really overwhelming to some people. Some people just don't love that way. So that's something that was really hard for me to learn. I was like, I love and care about Jimmy so much. How come he just thinks it's weird and bad and he doesn't like it? I just want to always take care of him and be with him and make him happy. But the thing that probably doesn't make him happy that I'm around all the time and he can't have his alone time. So I don't know, I would just think about it like that. I would think about it because obviously I don't know everything that happened between you and him, but that is just my perspective, and I hope that helps. Does your first time feel good at all, or is it just hyped up? How much is it supposed to hurt? This is a question I had a lot. And to be honest, I've only ever been with Jimmy, but after talking to a lot of people about their first times, like when you have girls' nights and stuff, you kind of just talk about it. I really feel like it's a different experience for everyone. Personally, this is just my opinion. It's not based on like scientific fact or anything, but I just think that it just takes a little bit more work for girls to, you know, peak. But honestly, the experience is just different for everyone. My first time, you guys know, like, I felt like I was too young when it happened, and it was just weird for me. It wasn't that I regretted doing it with Jimmy for the first time, with Jimmy in particular. It was just because we both felt this way too. Like, we both felt like, okay, maybe we weren't ready for that, maybe we were too young. But then once we started regularly having sex when we were comfortable, I think it was just, it's just really nice, and it is enjoyable. I think the first time is always going to be really weird in some way. So I don't want you to generalize everyone's experience by what I just said, but that's just how I felt. This is a good one. Hi, I was wondering if you have tips on how to deal with jealousy within friendships, which is crazy because I used to be so jealous in a relationship, but now I feel way more jealous with my friendships. I really hope none of my friends are watching this. But like, I've noticed that when I make a new friend and I feel like we're clicking really well, and I just feel like I'm getting closer to them, once like they either click with someone else really well, or they bring their old friends into the picture, and they just have a connection that obviously me and my friend don't have, I get kind of jealous. And I don't know why, like, it is something I'm working on. I think because I've had practice about being jealous with Jimmy, I'm getting better at it. Like, I recognize the feeling that I'm jealous, and then I tell myself, okay, other people can have more than one friend. You need to relax. And then it kind of just goes away. So maybe just keep reminding yourself that they can have multiple friendships and still value yours just the same. So how to develop meaningful friendships as an adult. This is really hard because you are not going to an institution every single day where you're forced to be in the same place at the same time with the same people. And so it is hard to make friends. I think when I moved to SF is when I found it the most difficult because I literally had no job. I only lived with Jimmy, and I just had no way of meeting people basically except through him. And I think something I should have done when I was in SF is I should have joined more things, or just gone to more things. Like, if Jimmy said there was a party thrown by a friend of a friend that he got invited to, like, usually I'd just be like, oh, I'll just stay home because I don't know anyone. I should have probably just gone because I probably would have met more people and made more friends. Granted, the friends that I have now are definitely through Jimmy. But I didn't want to keep it that way, so I told myself I just don't really want to be friends with them and be known as Jimmy's girlfriend. I would rather be known as my friend Hannah, if that makes sense. And so I started to just hang out with them by myself. Like, it helped a lot, the fact that Jimmy would travel a lot. I would just go over there, and if they were like, oh yeah, we're doing this at this place. So for example, we have like a chat group on Messenger where people just say like, oh, what's everyone doing tonight? Everyone should come here or do this or whatever. And sometimes I feel a little bit reluctant to go because I was like, okay, well, I'm not with Jimmy. Are they inviting me? Like, is it okay if I go? But then I was like, I think I'm thinking about this too much. So then I just went, and then honestly, I've had the most fun and developed the most genuine relationships with them because Jimmy wasn't there, and I got to basically just show them my personality, I guess. And so that was really good for me. I definitely have a closer relationship to a lot of them more than just Hannah or Jimmy's girlfriend. So I think it's really difficult, but I do think you need to put yourself out there a bit more and just talk to them, you know? If it's really awkward and you don't click, you don't have to stay with them, you know? You could just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then leave. It'll be like an awkward, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's over. Like, you can be like, all right, that person and I did not vibe. That's okay, you know? So just be brave. It's really, really hard, I know, but you can do it. How do you stop comparing yourself to others on social media? So I wanted to address this question because why am I so to the side? I want to talk about this because a lot of you guys asked me about body confidence and stuff, which I think I'm going to make another like video on, like maybe in a get ready with me or something. But honestly, I just unfollow them or I block them because, or I not block them, I mute them, because the more I see it, the more I'm constantly reminded that I don't look like that person, and then that messes with my head. But it's weird that I think that because I know that It's weird that I think that, because logically I know that I shouldn't be thinking, how come I don't look like this person, because I look like my own person, and that is a good thing. And there's beauty in one's own individuality. Ugh, that was really cheesy. But what I'm saying is, I know all these things. Like, I've heard it all before. People talk about it all the time. Like, you should love yourself and be who you are. And people can say that all the time. And it's just like, you are, I don't know, those words are in my head, but they're not in my heart, I guess. And so yeah, I, especially doing like taking photos and, you know, posting them, and then it's just hard because like, I feel like because of what I do, I really want to look like the beautiful social media person that a lot of other people are. And I just don't really see that in myself. To be honest, I really don't see that in myself. Like, I think my face is okay. I think my body is so-so. And so because of that, like, I falter a lot. And so I started muting people on Instagram. I still really like them, and I think there's nothing wrong with them, obviously, but for me it's just kind of like, you got the fact that I think you're so beautiful is making me think I'm not beautiful. So anyways, that's what I do. I can elaborate more on that in another video if you want, but I'm still kind of like struggling with it a little bit. But so I kind of got a lot of things on this. This will be my last one. It's quite popular. Two of them that are kind of related and they are very popular was, how do you feel about casual dating, and how do you feel about open relationships? And I think I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again because I know that not everyone watches like the before girl talks, you know. I actually don't really think it's a big deal. I think that okay, I guess those are separate things. So casual dating I think is fine. Like, some people just want to have romantic relationships with people, but for it not to be too deep and not to be too committed, because for whatever reason, and that's fine. Maybe it's just more fun that way for them, but I think it's okay as long as they're being honest and they're not leading the other person on or using them, you know. Just be a little bit ethical about it, you know, be fair to the other person. And then how do you feel about open relationships? I think I've talked about this before. Me and Jimmy have talked about being in an open relationship before, and that offer is definitely still on the table for us if we would like to take it. But for now we are not, but I don't really see anything wrong with that as long as both parties have talked about it and have set boundaries that they agree upon and everyone's super comfortable with it. I think it's fine, and I think it honestly just depends on the dynamic between you two and your personalities and stuff. But yeah, I guess that's my stance. I guess I don't really have much to say on it because I've never really done it before, but I guess if we do, I don't know if I'll let you know. Maybe I'll let you know after I've experienced it, but maybe during I won't, because that's kind of personal. But anyways, I think those are all I'm going to answer today. Sorry if I didn't get to yours. I'll try and do these more. It's just like, these are very special videos to me, and they're special because it's just crazy that you think that I'm helpful in a way, and that you would trust me with your stories or with your concerns or insecurities. And like, that's just a really hard thing to do, especially because we don't have like, we're not like physically with each other. Like, I've never really met a lot of you before, and so these videos are special to me because special is not the right word. They're just really valuable to me, I guess, because I feel like your hearts are in this, and I just want to be careful with them, you know. But I do know that you guys like them, so I will try and keep doing them. And thank you for trusting me and wanting to listen to what I have to say. Hey. All right, bye guys.